What is up, everybody? Rogue Hero here. So, I know you guys already know I usually don't do top 10s and top 5s and discussion videos anymore, but I wanted to bring you guys some more honest content because I've been watching a lot of top 5 best rogue deck videos in the YouTube scene, top 5 best deck videos, and I have a little bit of opinion on the format considering I do go to locals 3 to 4 times a week now, bringing you guys these fire vlogs. But before we get to the actual list, I'm gonna ask everybody to smash that like button. Let's just get this video up to 500 likes. If this video gets to 500 likes, I will do more top 10 discussions. I know a lot of you veteran fans of mine out there love my top 5, top 10 discussions. So I wanted to give you guys my honest opinion on what I think is the top 5 best rogue decks of the format. Because let's be honest, the meta decks really ain't changed, but rogue decks are always coming into place. And considering I go to locals, like I said, 3 to 4 times a week, I think I can give you guys a pretty good idea of what to look for and what to play for your local meta. Starting off with number 5, Altergeist. Now, Altergeist is a really good deck. I see it a lot at my locals, Top Cut Comics. Go check them out if you're ever in Chicago. And the deck is really good. Bouncing back with the one Altergeist monster that can bounce monsters back. Multi-Faker is still a thing. They run a lot of traps. The only issue with Altergeist as a rogue deck, in my personal opinion, which is why I got it at number 5 and not higher on the list, is just once you really break through the back row, there's not much that can do. Decks like Altergeist heavily lose against people like me once game 2 and 3 come into place if you side in the right back row hate. I'm talking to Feather Dusters, I'm talking to Twin Twisters, I'm talking to the Cosmic Cyclones. Altergeist have a terrible game 2 and 3. However, they really plus at winning that game 1. So with that being said, I had to have it on this list at number 5 because while it can definitely snatch you a game 1 with all the trap plays, the bouncing of the monsters, it really lacks game 2 and 3. And not to mention as well, it really sucks as a going second deck because if you go first, right, playing against Altergeist and you side in your back row hate, there's not much they can do because you're just going to chain it during the end phase and come back and win, which is why I got it at number 5 and not at number 3 or number 2. Coming in number 4, Go Second Sky Striker. Now, this is a deck that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys who go to locals like myself should not be surprised it's on the list. Go Second Sky Strikers is really insane. A lot of people play Go Second Sky Strikers because this is one of the very few decks you can take advantage of running 10 to 15 hand traps, and then once you get going with the deck, it cannot stop. Now, the only flaw with Go Second Sky Strikers is it's a go second deck, meaning if your opponent decides to go first, if your opponent makes you go first, there's not a lot you can do. So typically when I make my Sky Striker opponents go first, they sit on nothing and pass, or they might set some stuff and pass. And I'm usually blowing them out with my back row hate, similar to Altergeist, which is why I got them on number 4 on this list. However, with that being said, I got to tell you, like, if they win a die roll and they make you go first, it's a good chance you're going to lose because they have, like I said, they always have like the Nibiru's, they always have the Ghost Bells, they always have the Ash Blossom, the Gammas. I mean, I can list time and time again how many hand traps that deck run, and we already know Engage coming back to 1 made a huge difference for Altergeist, allowing them to plus a lot of their field back. I see it a lot in my local scene here in Chicago, and it definitely does win, and it always tops locals all the time, which is why I had to have it on this list at number 4. Coming to this list at number 3, Invoked Dollmatica Shadows. Now, this technically should be number 2, but let's be honest, man. These are all rogue decks. 1 shouldn't be better than 5. 5 shouldn't be better than 1. They all have their pros and cons. But Invoked Dollmatica Shadows is a really, really annoying deck to play against. I mean, the Invoked engine allowing you to have access to Mecha Buff for free negate. The Shadow engine allowing you to slow down your opponent with Winda. And then the Dollmatica engine that can just spam to the field, shut off monster effects, and just screw you over with the with the Dollmatica trap cards. It's really annoying playing against this deck. This deck, honestly, in my opinion, if I wasn't playing heroes, I probably will play this deck because it can do so much and it's so grindy and anti-meta. It's ridiculous because if you open up them fields with like Makaba, Winda, a lot of decks can't beat that field. Now, yeah, you might have people who main deck, side deck in Kaijus. They may be able to do a side deck in a lot of different things like Super Poly. However, a lot of the times, like I always tell people, if you don't open up those cards, you're gonna lose. Like people have in the Yu-Gi-Oh community have this thought process that, oh, I could just side deck and just be perfectly fine. And I'm like, no, that's wrong because like one of my old homies, Dustin from my old Naruto teammate, always told me back when we used to play Naruto together, just because you side it in don't mean you're gonna draw it unless you're cheating. So unless people's cheating and stacking, they're gonna lose 90% of the time unless they get lucky and draw their cards. I mean, obviously people pile shuffle, things like that. But in a 9 to 10 round event, which is how I build my decks personally, I build my decks for the long game. I don't build my deck for the short game, which is why I personally just went undefeated twice with my hero deck. You want consistency and you want to be able to draw a lot of good cards and you want to be able to build your decks in a way so even if you don't draw your side deck card, you're still good. So yeah, man, ultimately at the end of the day, it's a really good deck. I had to have it on this list at number 3 because this is a really solid deck. Come on, this is number 2, Earth Machines. Now, I kind of figured looking at my list right here on my phone that Earth Machines probably should be number 3 and Invoked, Dollmatica Shout Off probably should have been number 2. However, I think both of these decks have a lot of good potential. Going post the Battle of Legends deck that's going to release the new hero support, going post into the meta, because let's be real, bro, Earth Machines is a heavy OTK deck. It's another go second deck. My homie Charles was talking to me about it yesterday. He said he can go first with it as well, but in my opinion, I've seen people play it go second. And while it don't always do good at locals, people who know how to play the deck, meaning people who are good with the deck, can easily get fast OTKs with all the machine support, the train support, and the machina support. I don't know too much about the deck, I'm gonna be honest with you. However, every time I see somebody play the deck, they go spam monster, spam monster, spam monster. Monsters are always over 2,500 attack per game. I remember one time I was playing against that deck at locals and my opponent just spit his whole hand to the board, limited removal for game. Same thing on Dueling that book, and limited removal is at 3, guys. Now I know limited removal monster spam is kind of like an old strategy, but as a Yu-Gi boomer myself, I'm gonna tell you guys, don't discount these old strategies like y'all can't get beat. Cards like limited removal and big monster spam decks, they can just win out of nowhere. And also the deck has flexibility with the extra deck because it doesn't really, I mean, it uses the extra deck. However, in most rogue decks, you can always side deck in things like Super Poly, Dark Ruler No More, and not really feel it like you would playing a meta deck like Drytron, for example. So with that being said, I had to have Earth Machines on this list because it's a really spammy deck. It's a really fast-paced deck. And yeah, man, I had to have it on this list at number 2 because it's just a really good deck. Coming to my list at number 1, you guys probably already know what this is. I mean, come on, man. I'm the rogue hero, and that is Mother Effing Heroes. And this is no shading against no other YouTuber, but I don't understand how nobody sees the potential for heroes, bro. Nobody sees the potential for heroes. It's never mentioned in people's top 5 lists. When people used to do tier lists, it's never mentioned in people's tier list. It's not even mentioned on people's top 5 competitive rogue deck lists. And I don't get it because, like, and maybe it's just me, but every good hero player I see that has the hero deck, meaning people like myself, people like my buddy that lives on the south side of Chicago that plays the hero deck, bro, we don't mind paying for a Dust of Gold. We don't mind paying for Malicious Bane. We don't mind practicing and losing with the deck to learn the combos. Because guess what? Once you figure out the deck's strategy and combos, you're good to go. Me, for example, my hero deck. I just went undefeated twice in my past 2 locals. Now, while there were smaller locals, before these past 2 locals, I've been going X1 for the past 3 to 4 weeks. I went undefeated 2 months ago. The deck is really good because I'm always topping locals with it. And I go to multiple different locals from TGS Gaming on the south side. I think I went X2 in a 6-round event at that locals. And my locals top of comics, all people play nothing but meta decks. I go X1 consistently or I usually win. And just from my own personal experience using a hero deck, I come to find out that people who play that deck, a lot of them are just nostalgia fans and they're not that good with the deck. They don't know the basic combos. They don't know that Fusion Destiny plus Stratos is an easy OTK. And a lot of people play the deck differently. There's no one set in stone hero build. I like to think of my build as the set in stone build because literally every time I make a hero build, it does good. And I'm always winning at locals or doing extremely well, topping locals, getting like 3rd or 4th place. So with that being said, I had to have heroes in this as number 1 because I think this thing is absurd to me that you can literally, like my build, for example, right? You can make a consistent Dark Law with 1 card Fusion Destiny, or if you open up a hand of Ferris and like a way to search out your liquid, you can make Dark Law very easily. You can make Dark Law Plasma first turn easily. You can make Dark Law Sunriser easily. You can make Plasma Sunriser if you're just like breaking real bad. And 90% of the meta loses to Dark Law. Drytron loses to Dark Law. Tri-Brigade loses to Dark Law because they had to burn through their resources to get rid of them. A lot of the good rogue decks that I just listed loses the Dark Law. And if they don't lose the Dark Law, the deck typically loses the Plasma. Because when I drop Plasma mid-game, a lot of people hit me with the Pikachu face like, and they just be looking hella goofy. So, I mean, I can go on and on about how good Heroes is going first. I mean, and the deck even has a good going second play. Like literally, if I go second, I can focus on trying to OTK you. Heroes is a natural go second OTK deck that can play go on first. The only problem is, honestly, it is a glass cannon. It can lose against people main decking things like Lightning Storm, which is why you want to pitch your Dark Laws in defense mode if you have Sunriser protecting it. It does lose against people playing Nibiru, which is why you need your cross-eyed Detonators. I need my own. And also, a lot of hero players got to stop just burning through their resources when they're playing, because a lot of time I see people burning through their resources, not saving their Miracle Fusions. A lot of people aren't running Celestial, and those are the recovery cards that typically help me come back and win. So with that being said, once again, I can go on and on, talk about heroes for like probably an hour straight. But yeah, man, with that being said, I had heroes on this list at number 1. I just want to give my deck some justice because I really believe in the deck because I've been playing it for the longest. I see no other channel talking about it. So I figure, hey, the Rogue Hero will bring you out some justice and bring the hero deck some justice. You heard it here first, man. Heroes, in my opinion, is the number 1 Rogue deck of the format. So with all that being said, man, post your guys' comments and opinions about this video in the comment section down below. Like the video if you're new here, and subscribe for more if you want to subscribe for more. I typically don't do these top 10 videos, so unless this video gets 500 likes, I probably want to do another one. Also, man, I mainly do Yu-Gi-Oh vlogs, so if you guys like cool, dope vlogs, I'm going to be uploading like 2 to 3 vlogs a week, depending on how many tournaments I can get to in a week. Man, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more. All right, man, it's your boy Rogue, and I'm signing out. Peace. See you guys in the next video.